When I first was getting to know Coach, we met in the Spoko because she did not have an office at that point. She was sharing a desk with another coach in Butch's equipment room. So she was able to win me over with just herself. One of the things that means a lot to me about Coach is her ability to just be flexible and roll with the punches. No matter what was happening, she always finds a way. She'd go around the Lot 13 parking lot with her wheel and wheel out a track for us, you know. She could kind of face any situation with a smile and a sense of humor. And, you know, whether it's a bus driver in cardiac distress and we're stuck on the side of the road, or Carl's back going out on the plane, on the flight to nationals. Coach just has a way of being able to make do with any situation. And that's something that I've always admired about her and strive for myself.
If you ask me, it's long overdue. I think you should have been in there years ago. I don't have a funny story to share, but one that I think back on often is the regional cross-country championship my senior year, Franklin Park, fall of 2003. I was gaining ground on Nate Jenkins coming around the field with like 400 meters to go, ended up losing the race by 2 seconds, and I remember you telling me afterward that you told me many a time throughout my 4 years at Stonehill that I just ran out of real estate, and I find myself now as a coach of athletes using that phrase quite often, and it always gives me a little bit of a chuckle.
There is no one more deserving to be inducted into the National Coaches Hall of Fame than Coach Karen Boen. She not only can take good runners and turn them into great runners, but she cares about the whole person as well. And I think a prime example of this is one workout that I can remember we did near her home. It was a brutal workout on Mountain Road, and it was cold, wet, and rainy. It was a hard workout to begin with, but when it was all over, she invited a whole crew of stinky, smelly runners into her own home to dry off and get warm, and she gave us tea. And I just think that's a great example that speaks to her as a person and not just a coach.
I think the thing people need to know about Coach Boen was really the way she could develop athletes. She could take someone like myself, who was at best a decent high school athlete, and turn them into a collegiate All-American, which was something that was beyond my dreams. And I think that really that was what Coach Bowen's really known for at Stonehill College, is what she can do for athletes, where she can take someone from where they came in on day one and the day that they left and graduated, and what they turned not only that person as far as an athlete, but as a human being as well. So I can't thank Coach Boen enough for all that she's done for me.
I felt that I was just very compatible with her training style, her coaching style. She was just a really caring and joyful person. So I think that's what I just enjoyed the most, was how she rejoiced when you rejoiced. Just making her happy and making her proud was infectious, I think. And that was, I just really appreciated her authenticity.
I can't think of anyone more deserving to get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I'm so proud and happy for you. It's hard to describe how much she had an impact on not only my collegiate experience running, but also my life in general. Coach Boen is an incredible person, someone you can look up to, that I looked up to and still do. I just feel like, personally for me coming into Stonehill, the potential I had or thought I had, it was like very low. I don't think many people could have brought out of me what she did. I didn't even know that I was capable of running at the level I was and performing as an athlete, and that's solely due to her and her coaching ability and instruction. And I mean, she's given me this wonderful gift of knowing how to train, knowing how to run, knowing how to push yourself, and it's just a ton of life lessons that kind of like carried throughout my entire life.
Some of the traits that make her a great coach are just that she's so supportive, like on and off the track. Like it kind of goes beyond the track as well. Like anything that you had that was going on in your life, like she was able to relate to, which I think is really important. To like, if you really want your athletes to succeed, you kind of need to look at the whole person, and that's kind of exactly what she does. She has like a history, obviously, of developing athletes really well. I feel like everyone who's ever come into Stonehill, like there's obviously like a few studs here and there that come by, but everyone kind of comes in as like a good athlete, but like she just transforms them into like great athletes. So I feel like day in and day out, it didn't feel like much was changing, but like I just knew like overall trusting the process, like it was gonna get me where I needed to be.
When a coach is picking a place to send their kids, first of all, they should look for academics. Stonehill's rock solid. You come here, you look at the place, beautiful facility, beautiful facility. Okay, now as a coach, you say to yourself, I've got that box checked off. Where do I want my kid to go? It's a no-brainer. I'm going to send my kid to Stonehill. They've got the best coach in New England. They've got the best coach in the East. If I have a kid who has potential, I want the kid to reach that potential. Currently, we have, we've sent a lot of kids here. We have 5 kids at Stonehill right this minute. And that's because Karen's so great, plain and simple. Did I think she'd become a coach? I had no idea, truthfully. She's always been a very focused person. She's very focused. I'm sure everybody's familiar with her background, where she came from, and how she's made it to today. And always on task, always to the minute, yet she can't sit still. She's a ball of energy. She can't sit still. She's forever calling us, myself and my wife, calling us at home and saying, hey, what are you doing now? Hey, what are you doing this afternoon? Hey, you want to go here? You want to go there? You want to go for a walk? You want to check out something? You want to go have a beer? You want to go to the track? Do you want to do something? She can't sit still. She was that way in college, and once again, part of her story that she used to travel miles for the opportunity to come to college. And just a person who has her stuff together. I know she liked running. She didn't run until she was actually in college, which is so very strange. I saw her running across campus one day, and at the time on the cross-country team, we had 4 guys and 1 girl, and the girl happened to be Karen's roommate. So I said to her roommate, who's that girl? I'm looking behind trees, trying to find athletes at the time. And somehow, some way, we got her out in the spring, and the rest is history. So it was there. I'm not going to claim that I found it. She found it. She found it through the sport and the people and the camaraderie, and we try and teach that.
She's extremely supportive of, the craft of the program as a whole, but it goes deeper in terms of her looking to keep the program successful long term. She's extremely supportive of the team, the athletes that we have, but also of the staff as a whole. My experience as an assistant has always been that she's trying to show me and teach me how to be a good coach within our conference, but throughout the NCAA, so that the team can continue to be successful, and also so that I can be successful. She's really selfless in that way. One of the really big measures of the program and of Karen as a coach is the amount of people that have come from the program, either former coaches or a lot of former student athletes that have gone on to coach. And I think that speaks volumes to the experience that they had in this program, and how it shaped the person that they are moving forward and the passion that they kept within the sport. I think the last count, I think it was last year, was 35 former student athletes, just former student athletes that competed here and that were had gone on to coach, which is a huge number. In 20 years of coaching here, people that have gone on to coach, and some that have done so at a pretty high level. So it's really impressive.
Just the fact that she built this program from literally nothing. I remember seeing them back in the day when my dad was coaching at Bridgewater State, and they used to show up at their home meets, and they were like the worst team in the entire New England. talent, like by far. And to go from seeing that to them being, I mean, they've literally won New England's in cross country before. It's been one of the better programs in the area. It's, you know, that's one of the most impressive things I can think of. First started working here 10 years ago as an assistant. I was fresh out of college. I didn't know, I knew track as an athlete and nothing from the coaching side. So I took a lot of stuff from her, just the way she individualizes all her coaching to tailor it towards the specific athlete. It's not generic, like, oh, I read this in a book, here you go, let's put it in. It's based on each individual athlete's needs. And then just also holding the kids accountable. There's, you know, it's not, she's not there to baby them. They're there to get a job done, and she holds them to that. And I find that to be, you know, one of the most impressive things. A lot of times, you know, you see this woman walking around who just looks like she's in good shape and knows her stuff, but she gets the most out of those kids. She holds them accountable to their actions and makes sure they get the most out of their ability, the way she runs the program. You know, holding them accountable for not only what they do on the track, but also what they do in the classroom. You know, obviously it's pretty common sense that if you're not eligible, you won't be able to compete, but just having that level of pride in what you're doing when you show up to practice, you're going to be held accountable to make sure you get the workout done and put your effort into it. And that just, you know, gets translated into the rest of their lives as well. So you see that transition into the classroom as well, which is why I think we've had, you know, that kind of success in the classroom as well as on the track and, you know, in the fields.
Congratulations, Karen Boen, for being accepted into the USTFCCCA Coaches Hall of Fame. It's a well-deserved honor, as your teams have dominated the Northeast for the last 18 years. You're an excellent coach to coach against, and our program very much respects you and your athletes, and we are very proud of you.
Congratulations, Karen, and as the first Northeast 10 coach to receive this wonderful honor, as you've paved the way for our conference to be at the forefront of national recognition. And we're so proud of what you've done and what you continue to do. And we look forward to competing against you and your teams in the years to come.
Congratulations on what is a fantastic honor for you, Stonehill College and the Northeast 10. The competitive nature you and your teams have brought to the Northeast 10 has made for many exciting championships and a competitive rivalry. You have done a tremendous job representing Stonehill and the Northeast 10 at the national level. Once again, congratulations, Karen. We're all very proud.
We create champions in the NE10, and very few programs have embodied that as well as Stonehill's track and field under Karen Boen's leadership. Karen's created a culture of excellence both in the classroom and on the track over these decades of her tenure. The NE10 is proud that we have a program to point to in Stonehill's track and field and cross country program. They've been fantastic ambassadors of the institution and of the conference. As an observer over these past 11 years, I can attest to the respect that the student athletes have for Karen. She's exhibited a remarkable work ethic year after year to build and sustain a deep program that wins consistently. She's been loyal, she's been committed, and she's shown a relentless pursuit of excellence that's resulted in the attainment of both her team and the individual student athlete's goal. Stonehill's track program has been equated with excellence for so long that it really is fitting that Karen is the first coach from the NE10 to be inducted into this Hall of Fame. She's a trailblazer, not only for her durability and tenacity as a female head coach, but she's attained an amazing level of success with both her women's teams and her men's teams. Young men and women have thrived in her programs and have gone on to be productive citizens because of the guidance and mentorship she's provided in her role as a female head coach of both men and women's teams.
It's such an incredible honor for Coach Boen and so well deserved. You know, we're standing here on the track where she's coached hundreds of athletes and seen them go around this track thousands of times, and words of encouragement and develop them not just as runners or throwers or jumpers, but more importantly as people. And she's done that better than anybody in the country, and that's why she's going in the Hall of Fame, and such a great night for her, and very happy for Karen.